Welcome to my channel, A Ray of Success. First of all, thanks to everyone to support my channel. Today we going to discussing about the next classification of the signal, that is the classification based on the natural time axis. Based on the natural time axis, the signal can be classified into four types. First one is periodic and non-periodic signal. Second one is even and odd signal. Third one is causal and non-causal signal. Fourth one is energy and power signal. So let's move to the periodic and non-periodic signal. Then what is the definition of a periodic signal? We can define a continuous time signal x of t is said to be periodic with period t. If it satisfies the condition x of t plus t should be equal to x of t. What is the condition of a periodic signal? X of t plus t should be equal to x of t. Then we can say that continuous signal is a periodic signal. That means a signal is repeating a regular interval of time. So we can consider one example. We can draw, here I am going to consider a sawtooth waveform. This is our signal axis. This is our time axis. Here we can draw like this. Here 0. This is our minus t. This is t, 2t, etc. So if you consider this signal at every interval of time, this 0 to t, also t to 2t, the signal is repeating. This type of signal is known as periodic signal. All of you understand what is mean by periodic signal? For every t interval, the signal is repeating. Then we can call this is a periodic signal. What is the condition of a periodic signal? X of t plus t should be equal to x of t for all t. Also t not equal to 0. This is the condition of a periodic signal. If you consider a discrete signal, we can written as this condition x of n plus n equal to x of n. This is also every interval of n the signal is repeating. Then we can call it as a periodic signal. Here we going to deriving the equation of this t. This t is known as fundamental time period. What is a value of t? T is known as fundamental period. Then what is the equation of this fundamental period? To derive the equation of fundamental period, first you should take a sinusoidal signal x of t. We can written as x of t should be equal to a sine omega t plus phi. Put equation number 1. Also consider this is a periodic signal. What is the condition of a periodic signal? X of t should be equal to the next time x of t plus t. Okay, so here we consider x of t is a periodic signal. Then x of t should be equal to x of t plus t. Then how we can written as x of t plus t should be equal to a sine omega of t plus t plus phi. It can be written as a sine omega small t plus omega t plus phi. This is our equation number 2. Here our condition is this signal is a periodic signal. But then what is the condition? X of t should be equal to x of t plus t. What is indicating? Then we can equate equation number 1 should be equal to equation number 2. So we can written as this a sine omega t plus phi should be equal to this term. Sine of omega t plus omega t plus phi. When this term should be equal to this term, put omega t should be taken as 2 pi. Then only this term should be equal to this term. So we can written as the value here we taken as omega t should be equal to 2 pi. Then what is the formula this? Here we take the mathematical relation, that is sine of 2 pi plus theta should be equal to sine theta. Here I use this formula. Okay, so here we take a sine of omega t plus 2 pi plus 5. So we can written as it should be equal to this formula. Okay, that means sine of 2 pi plus theta should be equal to sine theta. Okay, so here we get omega t should be equal to 2 pi. From this, the fundamental period should be equal to 2 pi by omega. So t is equal to 2 pi by omega. This is the equation of a fundamental period. Okay, so if you consider a discrete time signal, this fundamental period can be written as, instead of t we can take as capital N if you consider a discrete signal. Okay, n is equal to 2 pi by angular frequency omega. Here also we multiply with a small integer m. Actually this m is a smallest value of integer that make n as an integer. So m is a smallest value. To make n as an integer, here we taking smaller. So this is the formula if you consider a discrete time signal. So these are the details about periodic signal. Okay, so the condition of periodic signal is x of t plus t should be equal to x of t. Then what is mean by a non-periodic signal? If we consider a non-periodic signal, x of t plus t not equal to x of t, that means the signal is not repeating at the regular interval of time, then that signal can be called as a non-periodic signal. Next we consider a case, the summation of the periodic signal. Here we take two periodic signal, then we going to add these two periodic signal. Then what is the resultant signal? Here if you take the sum of two periodic signal, it may or may not be periodic. It should be depending on the relationship between T1 and T2. That means if you consider two periodic signal x1 of t and x of t, here we going to add this periodic signal, that is we taking x1 of t plus x2 of t. The resultant signal is x of t. So if you want to find this x of t become a periodic signal, it should be depending on the relationship between T1 and T2. T1 is the fundamental period of x1 of t and T2 is the fundamental period of x2 of 2. So here we need to find the relationship between T1 and T2. First case 1, after the summation of x1 of t and x2 of t, we got a periodic signal. That means consider the case x of t should be a periodic signal. Then the relation is t1 by t2 should be equal to n by m. N is an integer, also m is an integer. So here we get a rational number. If we take the ratio between t1 by t2, if we get a rational number, then we can call x of t is a periodic signal. What is the condition of periodicity? T1 by T2 should be is a rational number. Then we can call x of t is a periodic signal. Here one more condition, n should not equal to m. That means n is not equal to m. Then we can written as the overall period cap t should be equal to this m into t1 should be equal to n into t2. You just multiply crossly. So the overall period of this x of t can be written as t should be equal to mt1 should be equal to nt2. So this is the condition when x of t become a periodic signal. Next consider the case 2. If x of t is non-periodic, then we take the relation between T1 by T2 should be is a irrational number. Then we can say x of t is a non-periodic signal. You understand what is the condition of periodic and non-periodic signal of summation of two periodic signal? If the sum of two periodic signal become a periodic signal, then the condition become T1 by T2 should be a rational number. If it is a non-periodic signal, T1 by T2 is a irrational number. Then we can call that resultant signal should be a non-periodic signal. These are the details about summation of periodic signal. Thank you.